Hey everyone, today it's Q&A number... Shalom everybody, and welcome to Beit Tefillah. I've seen a lot of great questions lately from either the Beit Tefillah email account or a Beit Tefillah Facebook group or in the YouTube comments on our channel here, and I thought I'd put the questions and the replies in yet another Q&A video because people seem to like these. I get a lot of questions, and I used to do this quite a while, and I kind of got out of the habit of doing it, so I want to start doing it again. But thanks for all the great questions. Keep them coming, everyone. I do want to say something, however, about comments on this YouTube channel. We sure appreciate all the comments and support that we get, but if someone adds a link to their comment, it might not get approved. If you have a link that you'd like me to take a look at, please send it to me in an email at beittefillahministries@gmail.com. That's all one word put together with no spaces, beittefillahministries@gmail.com, just like you see it up there. Our email address and our mailing address is in the credits of all these videos we do as well. Sometimes I get comments in the videos I make where people want me to check out a link that's messianic to refute something in it that somebody said, and I don't want to allow links to those teachers or to those channels on this channel and lead people there from here. That's something I'd rather not do. So if you've left a comment with a link in it in the past and that comment has vanished, then that's probably why. And I apologize for that, but I'd be more than happy to take a look at these if you email them to me. I just don't want those links visible in the comment section here. And another thing, if you send me an email with questions in it, please try to limit it to 1 or 2 questions at a time. Some people, they're kind of new and they've got a lot of good questions, but they'll send me a list of 10 questions and say, hey, I've got this, and I've got this, and I've got this. And it's easy if I have writings in my computer or if I have videos that I can just refer to them to answer those questions so I don't have to type everything out. But a lot of times I don't, and I really don't have the time to answer 6, 7, 8 questions, doing all kinds of research and putting it on a WordPad document or in an email. I just don't have time. It gets to be quite overwhelming at times when I get a lot of emails like that. I try to answer all of my emails, depending what's going on in my life besides making these videos and all the normal things that, a person has to do in life. It's hard for me to answer them all. I try to, and I apologize if I can't get to everybody, but I love getting emails, and I love connecting with all of you, so I really do try. I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, so let's get into some Q&A. In the Beit Tefillah Facebook group, this question was asked. I have a question. According to the Tanakh ALONE, no Talmud or any form of commentary, please, was Abraham and Sarah half-brother and sister? This is one I've heard once in a while, and I've already replied to the group, but since not everyone is a member of the Beit Tefillah Facebook group, I thought I'd put it here in this video. First, let's read what Abraham did say and admit in Genesis 20, verse 12. And yet she is truly my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. As we can hear, Abraham did admit that his wife was the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. However, we really have no proof that Abraham actually violated the Torah. The terms sister and brother are used with great flexibility in the scriptures, just as are other terms like father and son. For example, when Elohim will tell somebody that's dying, you will go sleep with your fathers, well, it's not necessarily just your immediate father. That could be going back 20 generations. Okay? Sister in scripture can mean sister. It can also mean a near relative, but it doesn't indicate the degree of closeness we mean today by using our English word sister. Like I have one sister. She's my blood sister. And in Hebrew, it doesn't always mean that. Okay? Similarly, daughter can mean also granddaughter or even great-granddaughter. And sister a lot of times does mean sister, but not in every single case. Something else I want to bring up is we also have to take into account the fact that Abraham was most likely married before he came into covenant with Elohim. If he did truly marry his sister, than it was done before his knowledge of Elohim's covenant and the laws in the Torah. We also need to remember that no matter what their marriage was, Elohim gave the covenant to Abraham, and Isaac is the son of the promise that Elohim blessed both Abraham and his wife with that son. So it seems Elohim had no problem bringing the lineage of Yisrael through their seed. Okay, next question. I do feel that to state that circumcision today is still relevant and a command is disregarding the essence of the covenant. The covenant is for all of Yahweh's servants, men and women, that accept it and live by the words of it. Before Yahweh, we women are on equal standing with men within the covenant. I cannot be circumcised. Does that mean I am not under the covenant and thus cannot honor and obey the Torah and have Yahweh's blessings? So obviously this is a woman who is reading where it states, you need to be circumcised as it's a sign of the covenant. And since she can't be circumcised, she doesn't feel that she's under covenant. But we need to remember that circumcision was only commanded for men. When Abraham circumcised himself and his men, it was obedience, as Abraham was given the covenant, and circumcision was later on instructed by Elohim to be done with newborn males only on the 8th day. There's laws in the Torah that are for men only. There's some for women only. There's some for farmers only. There's some for priests only, so on and so forth. Men do not have a nida cycle, obviously, so those laws will pertain only to women, just as women don't have a foreskin as men do. But husbands and wives stand together and keep the covenant as one and help each other obey Torah. You can honor and obey the Torah and be under covenant by obeying Elohim's Torah for what is applicable for you. Okay, next question. I believe this was from someone named Tiger Mama in the YouTube comments. Scott, can you say there has been any difference in your life since you rejected the New Testament Messiah? Well, that's a great question. At first, it seemed like there were a lot of hardships, like we were being tested, like, oh, we rejected the Messiah in the New Testament and now everything's going wrong. Do we go back to that because we're afraid of what's going wrong in our life? When Elohim said he's going to refine us with fire, that doesn't always seem like a pleasant thing. So I think a lot of us who go through that, and I've talked to a lot of people who have, we're being tested. But I can tell you that now, after quite a amount of time has passed, we are blessed in so many ways. We've been brought deeper into knowledge about a clean lifestyle and our diet. And my wife and I have had so many health issues clear up, and we have gotten rid of almost all of our meds. I was on bottles and bottles of meds, and so is she. I think she has 1 left to go, and I have 2 left to go. And it's really incredible to see medical issues that we had well over 20 years just simply vanish. I mean, talk about a blessing. And another blessing is to be able to understand his word with such clarity now. Once you get out of idolatry and rid yourself of that New Testament confusion, it's very clear what Elohim expects of us and what we are to do. It's like you get a much deeper understanding of Tanakh, and that's probably been the greatest thrill for me, personally. I've spoken with others about this, and they've also had similar experiences. But thanks for asking. That's a really good question. All right, for the next question, I'm going to pop this photo up here really quick that I sometimes run on our Facebook page to wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom. And I always get some people who ask, where can I get one of those Beit Tefillah coffee mugs? These photos I post at times are made with a photo generator. They're not real photos I take myself. All I do is I upload the logo to wherever I want it to appear on there, and the website changes it to something. And I think it's pretty cool. It makes for kind of a neat thing. And after so many requests, we decided to actually have a couple of these coffee mugs made up. We did it on both sides. We just wanted to see how they would turn out. We obviously didn't put the Shabbat Shalom across there, just for everyday use. They turned out really good, but as far as coffee mugs go, they're not cheap. If I was going to have them made up and sell them just for what our cost is, plus whatever it would cost for shipping to anyone located, say, just in the United States, for example, it would cost at least $25 per cup. And that's just absolutely ridiculous. We're not going to spend that kind of money for these coffee cups. That's insane. So until we can find a way to get them cheaper, we're not even going to consider it. I don't believe in selling Beit Tefillah merch to profit from it, is that's not what we do. When we sold the thumb drives a couple years ago, we let those go for our exact cost, right to the penny, for what it cost us just for the thumb drive and for shipping, because it didn't cost anything to put the videos on it, and we didn't make a cent off of that, because that's not what we want to do here at Beit Tefillah. That's not what we do. We don't want to profit from anything like that. So if we were going to do coffee cups like this, we would want to get them to people for exactly what it cost us. But $25 is nuts, and we don't want anyone to pay that kind of money for a coffee cup. I also get a lot of requests for these t-shirts like I'm wearing, and that might be an option, as we could probably get these out for around $12 shipped for average sizes. So we may decide to do that one day, depending on a few different things. So that's something we're looking into for the future. Okay, next question is one I've been getting a little more frequently, which goes something like this. Do you ever plan on assembling for Sukkot in your area and having others join you? We're considering doing this possibly next year in 2020. We have a nice campground up the road from us that has a few cabins, about a dozen or so camper slips with full hookups, plenty of places to put tents, and a brand new bathhouse for those who decide to camp in tents. It's about a 10-minute drive from town, and yet it's in a secluded area in the woods with canoeing, fishing, hiking, and there's four-wheeler trails. You can swim in the river, and it has a great pavilion that we can all sit underneath in mid-rash, and we can bring grills and fire them up and stuff like that. We would not be hosting this or providing food or anything. We would just simply be there to meet other people there. If we got enough people that were committed to this, we could reserve the entire campground for Sukkot. I know the owner personally, and I've already talked to him, and they said, yeah, this would be something we could definitely do. So if you'd be interested in coming to Sukkot here in Southwest Arkansas, please shoot me an email or leave a comment below. I'd like to get an idea of how many people would really be interested in coming out for something like that before we even consider doing it. Anyway, thanks for all the questions, everyone. Keep them coming. Shout out and a shalom to everybody scattered worldwide in the dispersion. Everybody be blessed and have a wonderful day.